Hey guys, Corey here with a new Hip Kit Club scrapbook process video for you. It feels like forever since I've done a video, so I'm pretty excited to be here showing you what I've done today. So anyhow, today the topic is I'm doing a product focus, which it's not really a product, but it's more just a focus. And so what that is, it's going to be pops of yellow and green. I will go ahead and tell you that by the time this is done, it's not so much pops of yellow and green, but I actually just use yellow and green. But I started out with thinking it was going to be pops. So what I'm doing is I'm just using some of the green from the color kit, and I'm making these green splotches with paint on my page. I'm using a big fat brush, adding just a little bit of water to it, and going ahead and just splotching these big green things down. Then I did want to go ahead and add some smaller drops as well. So using a smaller brush to go ahead and just flick those on here and there. I know I do this all the time, but I kind of like the way that it just gets you just a little bit of color here and there. And I did want to go ahead and get a little bit of darker green too, so I just pulled out a darker green paint from my stash. And a little bit smaller brush, and I'm mixing it with the lighter green that came in the color kit, just to get a little bit darker green into those larger green dots. Just mixing it up just a little bit here and there, just adding a little bit more color. And then again, I'm going to add some smaller drops of this darker green as well. The page was just too white otherwise, and like I said, I was supposed to do pops of yellow and green, and I'm just going with a yellow and green theme. So there was no yellow in the color kit, so I'm just using some yellow that I have again in my stash, probably from a previous color kit, which is just fine, and just adding a little bit of yellow here and there. Maybe this is my pop, this is the pop of yellow. And then I am, of course, having to let that dry, which is such a bummer because I hate waiting for things to dry, but I haven't gone through all of my supplies yet, so I guess it's a good time while that dries to kind of go through all of the different kits and see what all I have that's yellow and green to go on this page. So what I had done is these are those chipboard stickers. I did go ahead and pop those out of, like the packaging material. I just feel like it's easier to go through them when they're in with everything else in my stash. And I do keep all these little pieces in this lunch tray type of thing. That way it's a lot easier for me to go through everything and see what all I have. I find that if I leave them in the packages that I just always miss something. So I like to take everything out while I'm going through a kit. So I'm just going through all these little die cut pieces and little plastic things and all of these little cardstock pieces just to kind of find anything that looks cute that's green or yellow. And I pulled out a few different things, and then I also have the heart stickers, the enamel dots, and then also these cool stickers. Now that I have all of my things pulled out that I want to use on this page, I just can't wait anymore for it to dry. So I'm going to just take my heat gun and help it out just a little bit. Once my page is dry, I did go ahead and pull out this cool lattice work lace stuff that came in the kits. I'm going to take the edges off because I just want it to kind of be a place for my photo to go on top, and I don't want the edge pieces. I just want that rough edge look. And then I'm going to go ahead and, even though my background isn't 100% dry, it is close enough. Yeah, I did think I was going to put a little pink on this lattice work stuff, and then I decided that I wasn't going to later on. So just cap that back up, and I'll use that pink paint some other time. So there's my background. There were only a couple little places that it was still a little bit wet, but I felt like it was safe enough to start going. I did stop using my heat gun because it was kind of making the paper curl, and I'm using that double weighted cardstock from the cardstock kit on this page, which I love this cardstock. It's amazing. And so without using the heat gun, the paper was staying really, really flat. So I didn't want to put any curl into my background paper if I could help it. So now I'm just going to go ahead, and this page is actually pretty simple now that the background's all dry, and I'm going to go ahead and put my title on now, which the title is Big Cheer Bow, but I loved that hello because I kind of felt like it was like, hello, Big Cheer Bow. My daughter is not a cheerleader, but her best friend is. Her best friend does competition cheer, and so my daughter went to watch her in this big competition, and you know, to kind of be a part of it. Her friend's mom got her to put her ponytail up high and then to wear one of her friend's extra ginormous cheer bows. And she's never done that before. And I think it's adorable. And I think her friend thought it was pretty cool. And but my girl's face is priceless with this look on her face. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm wearing this ginormous bow. So once my title's on, I do go ahead and stitch those thickers down. Always like to have the thickers really, really secure. It is not my favorite thing for my title to fall off after the fact. I didn't stitch down the hello, but it did seem pretty sticky. So I'm gonna just kind of go with, hopefully that'll stay on. Plus I've noticed that when I kind of adhere things to partially onto the photograph, they do stick really good. So I don't know what it is. It's something about the adhesive on the photograph. It just keeps it on there great. So I'm just using a couple of these other chipboard stickers. I love this one that looks like a little heart with on a paper clip. I did put a little bit of, I put a little foam dot on the back of it so that the top popped up off the background a little bit. I didn't want it to smush down. And then I'm just gonna adhere down some of these little banner pieces, all in yellow and green. I thought that the banners were great, especially since this is kind of about cheerleading, which, you know, I would never in a million years thought that I would say that I did a cheerleading page, but I sort of did. I mean, it's the bow, but I did do a cheerleading page. None of my girls were cheerleaders. So now I'm just going to add just a couple things here and there, a little heart. And I love this little kind of winky kissy face emoji. That'll work really well on there too. As I'm looking at this right now, I've got lots of green and I definitely just have pops of yellow. So far so good on that one. I'm going to use these great transparent stickers, just the two yellow ones that I have left, and I put that one on crooked and I didn't like it, so I did go and just kind of lift it off. These are great because they're permanent, but like they're kind of repositional if you are really careful. My last page I totally screwed up by having a hissy fit, and I was able to pull most of these off, so that was great. Then I'm going to use some of these little word and phrase stickers, just kind of here and there on the different green dots. They say great things about the page and everything else. I just really love these type of little phrase stickers. I think one of them said hilarious, which is just really perfect with the look on her face. So just a few more things. I'm sorry, I feel like I don't have a ton to say about this. I normally speed my videos up 4 times so that they can stay, because I kind of like them to stay under 10 minutes. But this one actually, when I did that, was down to 5 minutes, and I felt like that was a little too short. So I only did double speed on this one. So now you're going to have to listen to me talk for 11.5 minutes, which is how long this video is going to be. So sorry about that, guys. So now I'm just putting my journaling on here, and it's all about how, you know, she wore this humongous cheer bow for her friend, and I also did, of course, put her initials on the page. There are these great rose gold letter stickers in here, and they're just absolutely amazing. I did have to go and check what the date of this photo was because for whatever reason it didn't transfer in when I transferred it to my computer. It transferred in today's date, which isn't what I wanted. So I did go back and check so I could date it correctly. And then I just want to go ahead and add my last finishing touches, which I did add one more little phrase. Oh, maybe another one too. I guess I can't have too many of those, right? And then I'm going to use these awesome heart puffy stickers here and there, and then some of the enamel dots just to kind of finish it off. There were a couple places that I felt like there was just a little bit too much white space in between the green dots, and so these enamel stickers were the perfect thing to just kind of fill in those spaces. And once those enamel dots are on, I do go back because I feel like I need one more little yellow heart on there to be able to kind of just finish off my page. And there you go. Now it's done. So anyhow, I used the May 2018 hip kits for this page, so go check them out. If you have any questions for me, please leave them for me in the comment section. I'll be happy to get back with you. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching. And remember, you can always find more of my creative projects on Instagram at Corrie J Creative. Bye!